Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Whitaker. I have been a tutor for 18 years, and I have autism, um, bipolar, social anxiety disorder, epilepsy, and a long list of other disabilities that make many wonder, how am I working? And makes me wonder also, how am I holding myself together to be able to do this? Well, one thing that I have been told all my life is that writing is a joy. My family noticed not only do I enjoy writing, but when I write some of the most extremely exaggerated, but at the same time so true information, and I know how to grab a reader's eye. I have been writing since I was in second grade. I have 2 books out there that are already published, and all 3 and really even 5 that are still underway. I have a growing list of people waiting on it that wanna purchase it uh, after I finish it. In the means of all of this, I am looking for a traditional publisher who would be willing to read and approve, give feedback if there's any needed changes in order for you to accept my book. And so we can be a partner in between. I can make sure you always have quality books that are fit to the types of demands you need. As I write about different types, I have my 2 college degrees in accounting, 18 years as a tutor. And I've been doing so much, even business consulting and helping with researches of why are so many big chains shutting down? What are the mistakes they're making? And I have a book that's going to be about that. The cause of the financial crisis, the cause that led up to the Great Recession, and other topics that most people are curious about, and many business people want to read to make decisions on their job to, at their best, prevent those from reoccurring. I have books I write on autism, how to deal with autism. I have books I write on, uh, one called How Do I Know God Is Real? That's about the Christian God, all the miracles that of times my epilepsy should have killed me. Doctors were 100% certain I was dead, but by all means, I obviously was not. So when they pulled that plug, think they're about to kill me because I was on life support, they pulled the plug, but I start talking. Why? Because I wasn't dead. So my book on How Do I Know God Is Real uses things like that in my life where I have many times been supposedly known to be dead, but I rose from my grave before even getting in the grave. I also write books that bring more awareness. Like my one about dealing with autism is to help autistics themselves and their support system, friends, family, know what part each of them should play to help the autistic improve their communication skills. Because the ultimate weakness with autism is that they cannot communicate. If they can't communicate, they act out in that frustration, that depression, that violence, and all because you don't understand them and they have no way. Neither do they have a way to understand you. So they are in their own little world, separated from the rest of the world, going through depression because they can't interact with others but have an extrovert personality and tend to seclude themselves when they are around people. Since they can't communicate, they get frustrated by the fact that they're even there. And so commonly it's mistaken to be bipolar or sometimes maybe even schizophrenic, but still, it is not understood. The same is true about my epilepsy. I have had incidents where I'd get in trouble with the law because I had an epileptic seizure while driving, and the police assumed I was drunk, so she pulls me out by my neck. Well, that's all said and gone, and I have a clean criminal record because, of course, I was able to prove to them that part of an epileptic seizure is that you're unconscious, so you have no awareness of who or what is around you. And most people wouldn't just be grabbing somebody by the neck. And definitely for the piece in my brain that still was working when I was unconscious, it knew something was wrong with that. And that's why I ended up slapping her. But this is one of things that's why stuff like that happens. It got me to go to court. People don't understand seizures. Sometimes people can't tell them from being drunk. And in this case, this police officer was at one of those that falls under that common problem. So I'm constantly writing books that are educational or self-help. In this case, this will be one of educating the world about epilepsy, what to understand about it, what it really is, what are the best ways to deal with it, signs to look for when you see somebody acting weird to determine if it is a seizure and how to treat them, while they're in it, what to do. I also have a book about bipolar. It expresses how the mind of bipolar works, why their interactions with other people, even though it's not a communication problem, why their interactions are the way they are. What are signs that their condition is getting out of control? What are signs you can see in them and things they can't see about themselves that you need to express? It can have to do with the way they perceive everyday activities that you think just cooking them dinner, oh, well, they'll be happy. And somehow they react in a manic way where it appears as angry and aggressive. I'm writing about books about businesses that has to do with the reason that so many of these multi-million and billion-dollar companies are suddenly shutting down. There's too many, like Toys R Us was a one-day shutdown. So just to give you an example about one of those books, my mother knew the owner of Toys R Us, and it was not a corporation. It neither was it a franchise. It was just a sole proprietor, but many location, large company, but still only as a sole proprietorship. They had gotten high debts because of their lack of staying up to date with their competition, as places like Walmart started to carry the same toys and even more toys than they did. And these additional places were selling them at least half the price that Toys R Us sold them at. And so Toys R Us was struggling. They noticed their sales went down. They didn't make any changes. They didn't do any research to find out all this that's going on. And neither did they, if they did know at all, some other way, lower their prices or bring in baby clothes or do something that would make them different and give people the reason that Toys R Us is still worth going. They didn't add more toys. They still, by the end of their life, they still had less toys than Walmart has. And they were still charging $30 for a bouncy ball that you could get for $5 at Walmart. It was ridiculous. But this is one of the many I address in my book about secrets to success. It's about businesses like them. What happened to them? Well, the owner filed bankruptcy, and within an hour of his filing bankruptcy, he dies of a heart attack. So the whole place suddenly is out of business. They're not just holding themselves together while going through the clearance sale and process. They just suddenly shut doors. You walk up to the door to peek in one of the windows, you see there's plenty of toys still there. Nothing has happened. They're still trying to figure out what's going to happen with the bankruptcy case. Are his children going to take it on? And how will the companies that he was so in debt to get back what he owes? Well, all of this is a matter in my book called Secrets to Success. And it is targeting the market of those who want to start up businesses to those in process of starting up businesses, as well as those currently running a company, no matter how old or how established they are, but to use as a preventive of being the next to fall in that situation. But I use many other examples. So I've already named my autistic book, my epilepsy book, my Secret to Success, and how in many cases of where my epilepsy should have killed me, I use books, Bible scripture, and all those I should have been dead. I was known to be dead, yet I rose. As in my book called How Do I Know God Is Real? I have many underway. One is a historical fiction of a witch that makes perfect potion that everybody's coming back to her shop to always get more and more potion because she makes the best. But she actually is evil, and it takes time in the time of the Salem witchcraft, and she ends up being one of the witches to be hung and killed. And in the storyline, it's not just everybody loves her for the longest time until they figure out she's a witch. It's then those same people that used to be her biggest fans are the ones trying to solve the mystery. And once that mystery's solved, the Salem witchcraft event starts happening, and she starts being picked on and eventually hung to be one they said deserved to die because there's no need for witches anymore. So that's what happened to her. But this is a very quick synopsis, but it's a historical fiction. So there's a lot of drama and a lot of mystery to it, but it's still considered a historical fiction where it's based on real life scenarios of things and people I've dealt with, as well as real history. It's just combining them together is going to be something quite interesting. But I'm looking for numerous traditional publishers that want a regular writer of different genres. As y'all can name, that many of these genres fall under self-help or more fact-based, definitely nonfiction. But some of this, like the one about the witchcraft, Salem witchcraft time frame, is historic nonfiction. I'm constantly writing more books, and I'm always looking for publishers who need certain types written, and I'll take on those projects. I'm definitely looking for traditional publishers that have certain needs they need done. I could even be an asset in helping edit other publishings, other authors' writings before you publish it. I'd be glad to help in many other ways than just simply giving you something to publish. I just ideally want to work with a traditional publisher that loves my books and would love me and find me as an asset to where they know they can count on me to write whatever's the next book that is something they need and can't find. But also one that's willing to take on all of my books. Worst case scenario, if you want to take on a book, but you can't take on all, refer to me the one you know that would like the genre that you can't take. Or maybe pull us all in as a partnership, something. But let's discuss doing business and eventually being partners, not just between us, but between these other people that we need to get involved for all of our books to be published. And for me to help you when there's something you need to publish, but there's no writer that has given you anything in that genre that you could pay me to write for you. And I'll offer you in exchange a lower royalty rate if you pay me to write it. Same with ones that are still underway. I'll exchange with you, pay me for the time to write it and give me a lower royalty rate. For ones I've already written, give me a high royalty rate. But let's get together and let me get you what you need. You get me what I need. We'll help each other. I could refer more future authors to you. If you'd refer more anything from readers to me where I can go ahead and sell them the book, or I can send them to you for the purchase, just send me whatever you need. How can I be assistance to your company, and how can I help you, and how can you help me? Let's work together. You tell me which of the books I have you want. You tell me which books you need that I don't have. You tell me if there's any of them you really want, but it doesn't meet the criteria. Well, what do I need to do to meet the criteria? This is a serious matter, as I'm a serious author. I spend hours a day writing. I do it almost full time, but I can't fully because of the fact that the sales are low enough. It's not a livable wage. But I'm hoping by getting in the hands of one or many traditional published authors, I can focus on the quality. While you print, publish, market it, I can sit here and ensure that you will have high quality material and references if these are facts based that need references to back it up. I'm great at research, and that's where that could come in. If it, especially if it's something you need written, but it's not my area of expertise, I could write it in a scholarly form, like a thesis or a dissertation, meeting all those kind of standard requirements, as I know because I have a master's degree. And I have, in my 18 years of experience, I've tutored dissertation students, helping them between the creating and from the start, the dissertation to the finishing to the doing the statistical analysis, everything. There's really not anything I can say that I don't know anything about. But these all fall under my areas of expertise, though I know more than it. These are the ones where I'm the most expert. And I ask that if you are a traditional publisher, that you will contact me at 832-876-4400 or 346-800-1912. That's the year of Titanic. 346-800-1912. And I ask that you will Google my company called ACE My Course Tutoring that is based in Katy, Texas. That's Katy. And if you will research that and you'll research me, Jennifer Whitaker, Whitaker, you will find a lot of information on the internet, from books I've written to articles where my company has been recognized as top in the state, where we've been on Wall Street Journal, and so much more, to realize that, there's nothing new about me and my company. We're well established. My tutoring company at one point was tutoring all over the whole state of Texas. So it's pretty big. We've been around for years. I've been writing and tutoring since I was in second grade, so it's just a long line of expertise with extreme high knowledge in it. If you are not a traditional publisher, I ask that you will share my video with somebody that you believe to be one, or share it with somebody that may know a traditional publisher. If you end up sharing and it's one of the people you know that ends up contacting me and being a publisher, then please contact me and let me know you were the one that sent them. But first, stay in touch with this friend or whoever that you send, so that when they decide they're going to take me on board, then call me. Then you need to know that they did, and you can call me to tell me you were the one that got me in touch with them and got me on board and accepted as a new writer with them. After you do that, I'll be glad to send you $100 or a Starbucks gift card or something that you would just love to have. Some going to be kind of small, but $100 gift certificate. Hey, you can get quite a bit at Walmart. Or if you'd rather, I can give you a free copy of one of my books, and as a bonus, to put my autograph in it. If you're one that needs tutoring, I'll give you a free hour, maybe even one free week. If you were the one that got me in touch with the one that actually accepted all my books and decided to go forth with business, accepting them. Whichever part you play, I ask that you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that you will friend me on Facebook, subscribe to my blog, go to my online classroom, and if you don't know where it is, then email me, ceo@acemycourse.net. Or in case that email's not working, Jen, JENN, .ACEMY YCOURSE at hotmail.com. If you need tutoring or you have a book you want me to help you write, and then maybe we can go in together on that book with the traditional published author, with the new traditional publisher. Maybe we can go in together as a shared author and shared writers, partners in writing. If you need tutoring, feel free to visit my website, acemycourse.net. But share my video on everywhere from on the forum. If you signed up for my forum, that's acemycourse.net/forum. Subscribe there and share this video there. If you have a blog or social media, share it on there with everybody you know. And keep a chain and send it to me where you send it. And if you find the person, tell me who you are, and after that publisher accepts me, I want to know who you are and send you the reward, the $100 or the book with my autograph or something. But definitely whoever ends up contacting me, I want to know, whichever traditional publisher ends up accepting all my work, I want to know who you are that got them in touch with me and to return the favor. I can tutor, I can help with the business consulting, I can help with accounting services, marketing services, and of course, anything writing, like helping with your blog. I have tons of ways I can be an asset back if you can just help me with this one challenge right now. Anybody's help, everybody's help is very appreciated. Even if I never meet you or I never even get an email from you, I love and appreciate everything you do, and especially when it comes to times like this. Your assistance is highly appreciated, and I hope you have a good rest of your day and week.